Yeah, it is the new year. So let's talk about New Year's resolutions. I've never been a big fan of them simply because it is a time period of when people create empty promises to themselves and put in minimal effort or quit very early on something. I was at the gym earlier today, fucking packed. Of course, it's going to be packed, right? I've been consistently going to the gym now, off and on for like 6 months. And I'm finally getting to a point where I've been going pretty much 3 to 4 times a week, and I'm trying to get that a little bit more. Um, but the gym is just truly, truly horrible at the beginning of the year. And everyone always talks about the gym because it's like probably the biggest example and one of the most common things in the U.S. at least is get in shape and lose weight or whatever. But New Year's resolutions has always been something I've never been a fan of because it's also a time period of people creating goals and promises and, choosing what they want to achieve because of a date change, right? A lot of people do it for their birthday too, right? My birthday is right at New Year's, pretty much, right at the beginning of the new year. It's not at New Year's, but beginning of the new year. So I've very much noticed a lot of people who like have like two distinctive time changes every year when they're create new goals or talk about what things they want to do, and that's around their birthday, on their birthday, and New Year's. It's one of the two. And I always found it very limiting if you're only doing like a couple times a year, right? Self-reflection and basically talking and writing down about your goals and thinking about them and how you want to achieve them and just actually putting an effort towards them is something that's like obviously so important. you know if people do it, every single person does it self-consciously to some point. But I think that, we need to consciously be thinking about it more often, and people should be doing it more often rather than, just that, significant time changes in their life and dates in their life. That's, my gripe with it. I also truly think that becoming highly actionable is the easiest way to be successful. And that's in basically all avenues of life, right? If you want to talk about it like financially, career wise, being actionable, which, it's difficult to get into the habit of being, but being, actionable in, career and, financially, it's like putting yourself out there consistently, trying to put in the effort and putting in the work and, being as quick as possible to make decisions and then, to carry out those decisions, right? In any avenue, right? I mean, even if you're a fast food worker, you're actionable to some point. Obviously, you're going to have the ability to, work your way up into whatever, facet that might be to like a managerial position or whatever, right? I think it's just being actionable will lead to success no matter what. I think people don't really know the definition of what being actionable is. And it's basically carrying out what you think that you need to do and doing it with a certain speed, right? A lot of people will think about what they need to do, know what they'll need to do, know what they need to do, and they just won't carry it out. And like that is the opposite of being actionable, right? And that was me for a long period of my early adulthood and late teenage years. I was a sad sack of shit that couldn't carry anything out and couldn't put in the effort. And I knew what I needed to do, and I knew what I wanted from my life. I knew what my goals were long term. Yeah, I wasn't putting any effort towards that. And I mean, the same thing goes for dating, right? And that kind of culture. I mean, for men at least, I'm speaking from a man perspective. It's like you have to be actionable if you want to find, a partner, right? You can't just go out there and do nothing and walk around the world and expect someone to come to you, expect your soulmate to, run in your lap and, have a life with each other. You need to constantly go out there, put yourself out there, go on dates, ask people out, even just speak to people, right? And, obviously talking, having every interaction be, a quote unquote, test or, or a, whatever interaction to find a partner obviously isn't healthy, but you know what I'm trying to say. My point is that you have to go out there, You have to try and put yourself out there and be actionable about, that, that dating, that, relationship in order to be successful. Sorry, I'm rambling for a long time. I'm bad at this talking in front of a camera shit. That's why I made this channel. I appreciate you guys. I hope that you, if you do have New Year's resolutions or you have any goals that you've created recently, you're working towards it, you're being actionable, and, you're putting your best effort, forward. I appreciate all of you guys who are watching. If it isn't anybody, who cares, man? I'm not even looking at the viewership things. I hope all the viewership metrics. I hope all of you guys have a good night, good day, whatever time you're seeing this. And, put yourself forward and be your best.